Alright guys, welcome to Upfront Games, and we actually have a Stadia trailer this week. It's already been released, so it's just a little bit of info in reference to the game itself, but let's go ahead and get started with PlayStation as usual, and the trailer this week is Resident Evil 3. Check this out.
I've never seen anything like it. I haven't been able to sleep this night.
You gotta stay strong. Don't give in to fear out there, right?
How did this
All right,
happen?
calm down, buddy. Calm down.
Send reinforcements!
No! Wait! Hurry up! Help me!
Jill, over here!
What the hell? How could this many people be infected?
This city is completely cut off, isolated.
Don't look at me like that, alright? I'm not infected.
But right now it's got a hard-on for the only 2 stars left in town.
They don't need a bleeding heart like you getting in the way.
Star's office has to be in this direction.
Gets worse every night.
They don't want the world to know what they've done.
Oh, my head.
What's wrong with Umbrella?
Get in!
I can't stop them all!
You gotta get out of there!
You guys are the ones who caused all of this!
No, wait!
Oh, come on.
We've gotta be dreaming.
Commitment, honesty, integrity, these are the core values that create the foundation for Umbrella Corp.
Okay guys, so that was Resident Evil 3 coming out this week for PlayStation, Xbox, so by all means, if you're a big Resident Evil fan, go ahead and check that out. These remakes are coming rather quick, so let's hope we see a new Resident Evil title in the near future, and not just the remakes, but the remakes are looking really good, so again, go ahead and check that out. Alright, PlayStation has made a change as of this week when it comes to internet usage in the US. This after they already made these changes in Europe. They are working with service providers to manage download traffic to help preserve access for everybody on the internet. As a lot more people are utilizing the internet services throughout the day now, I have to think that the majority of people understand this measure, but I know that there will be people who throw shade on Sony for making this move. You have to understand more technically that your main internet pipeline in most cases is not set up for everyone in that area to use the internet at the same time. So that being said, it's generally a percentage of the neighborhood or the area wherever the main pipe comes from that is set up as a reasonable usage across that pipeline that the provider figures out based on how many people are off of that one line. So that being said, now with everybody being home, if they don't do something, you could end up with an issue that causes no one to have internet in that area until it's fixed. So I think this is a solid move and should only affect downloading. It should not affect your multiplayer gameplay. as much. So keep that in mind. This is a time that we just gotta kind of suck it up. I mean, I've done a couple downloads myself. It hasn't really been a huge difference. And if I've already got to wait for larger titles to take sometimes up to 10, 12 hours to begin with to download because of how large they are as I'm playing games or doing other things, I'm not really going to be too concerned about the download time. That's just me. But when it comes to other people, I've seen the complaints, and it is what it is. Just keep in mind, it's to preserve the stability of the network so everybody can still utilize the internet, especially with what's going on right now. So I can't fault them for making this move. Now, finally, for PlayStation, No Straight Roads is coming to PS4 on June 30th. This comes along with the announcement of the Collector's Edition, which will include a 10-track vinyl record, a 64-page art book, and a set of NSR drumsticks that they're saying collectible drumsticks. You can pre-order the Collector's Edition now. The game itself is from Metronomic and sold out, and it's said to be an action-adventure game that mashes rhythm-infused combat with a vibrant offbeat world. So go ahead and check that out when it releases in June, and I'm sure we'll have more as we get closer to the release date. Now, moving into Xbox. Xbox's trailer for the week, totally reliable delivery service. Check this out. Totally reliable delivery service, which seems to be part of these zany games that are coming out. Like Get Packed is about to come out, which looks kind of like the same creators. So I mean, these are kind of cool little games to pass the time and kind of get some friends involved. So it looks like a cool title. I really want to see more gameplay, but it's kind of a little zany and wonky as well. So I don't know, the mechanics look a little funky. All right, Moons of Madness creates fear on multiple levels. The right backdrop is necessary to portray the horror within, but that's not all they've used. They've also used a combination of visceral and psychological horror with hallucinations, atmospheric settings, haunting sounds, and unexplained mysteries. The game plays with your mind through the zone out hallucinations comprised of a bunch of different aspects of Shane's past, things in the future, and things that are impossible for him to know. There are also puzzles, exploration, and discoveries to break up the horror. You can get Moons of Madness now on Xbox, so go ahead and check that out. Borderlands 3 DLC, Guns, Love, and Tentacles is available now, taking place in an engagement party as the second add-on for Borderlands 3 and featuring the all-new ice planet of Zalagros. Sir Alistair Hammerlock and Wainwright Jacobs are celebrating their upcoming nuptials. Fight back those that are trying to stop the festivities in this new chapter of Borderlands 3 now. Alright, moving into Nintendo. Nintendo's preview for the week is Zombie Army Trilogy. Check it out. Army Trilogy coming out for Switch this week. Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy has finally been released and has reportedly had an issue with the game's online multiplayer component. Crossplay was not mentioned as a feature in the Nintendo Switch description, but PC players are able to join games. Apparently, a PC player can just enter the server IP from a console match and join the game on PC. PC players are wiping the floor with Switch players in these online matches. They'll have to see if Aspire can patch this and get it fixed quickly to restore the sanity of Switch players. And I can imagine, because the Switch is not exactly the biggest multiplayer platform out there, and that being said, it's not set up to be competing with the PC. I mean, at this point, you find the PS4 and even Xbox sometimes has an issue with competing with PC players. If you play Modern Warfare, you know that this is an ongoing thing. However, if you're good at any of them, you can generally get away with it and get some shots in yourself. However, I can see where this would be frustrating, so let's hope that Aspire can get this fixed quickly for Switch players so that they can remain sane. Nintendo files a new patent for the Switch Lite. It's a little confusing, I know. Alright, the patent was filed recently at the Japanese Patent Office and seems to have the same design as is currently available. It seems that this is a filing that was overdue, but if there are any changes, we'll be sure to follow up here and let you know. Again, it just looks like they filed the graphic for the original, but it's not, there's nothing stated as far as any change, so it looks like they just didn't file it when they released it, which could have ended very, very badly for Nintendo, but it looks like they're getting it fixed. Alright, so like I said, we've got a trailer for Stadia this week, which we don't generally have. So let's go ahead and jump into that. This is Lost Words Beyond the Page.
Hello, Journal. This time of the year, it gets dark so early. Like the day is just an accident, and the night is how the world really works. Stars and fireflies glowing in the dark. I've never actually seen a firefly. Do you think that matters, Journal? Glowing things are cool, especially in nature. On holiday in Wales, Gran and I would go to the beach and look up at the stars. But one night, we looked down instead. The stars were shining in the water. It was like the sky got flipped upside down. We took off our shoes and socks and waded into the water. As we walked over the pebbles, they glowed beneath our toes. Gran said it was called bioluminescence. Tiny plankton in the water being moved back and forth by the tide. I knew it was just little creatures, but it felt like magic. Gran bought some special algae that would grow at home. We spent the whole day planning it. Lights, sand, pebbles, corals, glass stones, a house, company, water. We took pictures for Gran's photo album for our future selves to remember. how the tank took ages to fill. How we took turns stirring the algae in. How happy we were when we had it all set. Just needs time to develop, said Gran. After 6 days, the algae was ready. I put the tank on my desk and ran my finger through the water. My own bit of magic. That was Mum. She just got a call. She has to leave now. It sounded really bad. I have a weird feeling in my stomach. Robin woke from a hazy, distant dream. Something unnatural had stirred her from slumber. What's that noise? Eldorava?
Robin, a giant creature is attacking our village.
Attacking? I thought the fireflies protected us.
There must be something wrong. Get to the tree at once. Hurry!
What creature could have caused this? And suddenly, Robin was surrounded by smoke and cinders. As she hurried past the crackling rooftops, her concern grew.
Hey, Robin, you gotta hide.
You can hide with us.
No,
there's no space. Okay. Find your own hiding spot then.
No. I need to get to the firefly tree. How am I going to cross this? The bridge was beyond repair. Okay. One step at a time. Word magic. A terrifying noise echoed from beyond the village gate. Robin rushed out to meet it. Soon she would prove herself as the new village guardian. But things were about to get worse. Much, much worse.
Alright, that was Lost Words Beyond the Page, and that takes us directly into our first story here. So Lost Words Beyond the Page is getting the release date, which is already released. It came out on the 27th, and exclusive status. And Modus Games revealed Rock of Ages 3, Make and Break, and Chris Tales is coming to Stadia. Lost Words is available now and is a 1-year exclusive to Stadia. In addition, Modus has listed Rock of Ages 3 and Chris Tales to release on Stadia alongside other platforms. So there's that. Now moving on to the last piece of news for Stadia for this week. Orcs Must Die 3 developer had talked Stadia exclusivity. Now it's available in spring this year, so very soon the developer was involved well ahead of Stadia's release to the public. They started to brainstorm ideas, and members of the Stadia team were big fans of the series of Orcs Must Die. They have stated that they are concentrating on Stadia for now because they want the game to be the best it can. So there's no talk of additional consoles just yet. So does that mean it's going to be exclusive for a year? It's going to be exclusive for 6 months? You know, who knows at this point. There's no telling. He also did say that it would be easy for somebody to surmise that they will in fact release on other consoles, but at this point they are concentrating on Stadia only. Alright, that is it for this week. So as usual, like, comment, share, subscribe, and we will see you next week as we cross into the month of April. We were going to do a end of month this month, however, I don't really see anything that I can really squeeze out of that at this point. So that being said, tune in at the end of April where we will do a end of month video because we'll have enough content, I believe, at that point to do that. This whole COVID thing has really got us all messed up, but we'll all get through it, and by all means, stay safe, and we'll see you next week.